Hello everybody, Stam here, welcome to the Geekosophy channel, and today a very quick video about the product that I've recently come across, Greek product, and it is so good, especially if you're doing any roasts or any grilled fish or even salads really, that I think you should try. I have all the descriptions and the links where to find it, which company produces this, etc., and more details on the video description below the video. But this is it, as you can see it here. It is called Cretan nectar, so obviously it comes from the island of Crete, and it's balsamic vinegar with honey and mustard. White balsamic vinegar with mustard and honey. As you can see there, 100% natural ingredients, product of Greece in Crete. It's produced by a company called Antonakis brother. They are based in the town of Hania in Crete, Hania, the correct pronunciation. So Cretan nectar, white balsamic vinegar with mustard, honey and extra virgin olive oil. Delicious combination. Let's see what else is there. Yeah, ideal for salads, meat, fish and grilled vegetables. Ingredients for those of you who are interested. Let me bring that over here so you can see it. Ingredients are vinegar from grapes 40%, concentrated grape must 37%, honey 8%, extra virgin olive oil 7% and mustard 6%. So no chemicals, nothing in there, that no E numbers or anything like that. It comes in this bottle, 250 milliliters. I have to say that I'm using quite a lot of it, so there's about a third left in this bottle. But also it's a great opportunity to also show you one of my favorite ways of using it. I'm gonna make a Greek style roast chicken. Very quick, nothing fancy, so you can see the way that I'm using this great Cretan nectar balsamic vinegar with mustard and honey. Now, for those of you that think, oh, balsamic vinegar isn't going to be sort of vinegary taste, that's what I thought initially when I got this bottle. But once I tried it without actually using any food, I just basically put some on my fingers and I tried it. It's actually not vinegary at all. It has a very light taste, and then you get the mustard and the sweetness of the honey. So it's greatly balanced. It's not going to ruin your dishes at all. In fact, it's made my roast chicken be even more delicious. You know, there's nothing left at the end of the day. But let me just quickly show you how I make it with my roast chicken. Now, this is not a video about the Greek recipe. I'm just going to quickly run through how I make and I use this, one of the ways. And if you like it and if you want to try it, by all means do that. Otherwise, if you don't want to see how I'm using it, by all means, you can stop the video here and you can read the description below and have a look and see if you can buy it or order it or try it in the area where you live. So today to roast, I'm going to use, I think it's called an Enamel self-roasting pan or self-roasting tin or whatever you want to call it. It has a lid. I always use something with a lid because I always use things with lid on when I bake, when I roast things, because the steam, you know, recycles and it cooks it really nice and makes it smooth. And basically, I'm gonna use, I would layer the bottom with potatoes. Now, it is important that you don't cut them in large chunks. You don't cut them in small pieces. So if I have a large potato, I most probably cut it in 3 pieces, but not any more than that. The reason for that is it's going to be roasting for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, with juices in there. And therefore, if you cut your potatoes too small of pieces, what they're going to do is they're going to just melt and become mush, and it's not going to be nice. So these pieces here are going to be nice and nicely cooked, even though they're quite large. And I'm adding water. Don't be surprised. About halfway up to the potatoes,
and the water will boil initially, and the potatoes will sort of boil with it. And once the water is absorbed, all you have left is the juices and the olive oil, and they're gonna then roast and become really nice and crispy as well. So water halfway up the potatoes, plenty of extra virgin olive oil, salt, pepper. Now you can experiment with your dried herbs. I'm using the traditional Greek oregano. And I'm gonna add a bit of thyme as well. But just for this recipe, I'm also adding smoked paprika as well. It gives it a nice smoky flavor, and when you add the Cretan nectar afterwards, it gives it a really nice taste. Next is our chicken, and you can use any cuts of chicken or the whole chicken. Well, in the fridge at the moment, I have boneless thighs, fillets, so boneless and skinless. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay them on top of the potatoes. Ideally, I want my chicken to be cooked without touching that water. But as I said, you can use any cuts of the chicken, your favorite cuts, or whatever you wanna add in there. And let's just make some space there. Next, we do the same with the chicken. Drizzle with olive oil. Salt, pepper, oregano, thyme, and smoked paprika. So we cover the lid and we're gonna cook it for about 1.5 to 2 hours at 200 degrees in our oven. Now, as I said, if the cuts of chicken are quite large and you have bones, etc., then you may need to cook it for a little bit more. But after 1.5 hours, we're gonna check it, and I will show you then how to use the Cretan nectar. So let's go and roast that chicken. Okay, so it's been almost an hour. So let's see how things are going. So very steamy, etc. So you can see most of the juices and the water have been absorbed. So let's see if the potatoes, see, the potatoes are nice and soft, and our chicken is almost cooked. All it needs now is to remain uncovered a little bit, so the potatoes get crispier and the chicken gets crispier as well. Lovely. So we're still keeping the chicken on top of the potatoes, but what I'm going to show you now is how to use our nectar. So give it a good shake. And now, I mean, I use a lot, you know, so you can see it's like mustard with oil and with a little bit of vinegar and honey. So unfortunately there's not much left here. It's a lot thicker, trust me on that, but there's not much left, unfortunately, so apologies for that. I thought it would have been a lot more. So yes, I've used most of it, unfortunately. So normally it gets a lot thicker, so you can properly see the mustard here, and it's nice and it's nice and sweet. But I'm gonna put them for another, 10-15 minutes to make sure that they get a nice roasting on the outside. The potatoes, as I said, are perfect on the inside, just to get a nice color. It's a pity, unfortunately, that my mustard thingy has almost emptied. Apologies for that. It's a live video. So I'm gonna put them in the oven and I'm gonna show you after how nice it is. Okay, so about 15-20 minutes later, and you can see nice and crispy on the outside, the chicken. The potatoes, you can still leave them in the oven if you want more crispier, but that's okay. So I'm gonna grab a potato here, and a potato there, and another potato there. And we're gonna put some chicken, and some more chicken, and some even more chicken. Whoop, there we go. And now, as I said, unfortunately, there was not enough of the dip, but you can see there, it's mixed nicely with the olive oil. And if there was enough in that bottle, there would be a thick sauce that would look like mustard sauce, but it would be nice and lovely, a nice sweetness, a nice vinegary to it. You know, I like to dip my bread in there. So let's eat.
Thank you.